All right, welcome back. Yes, indeed, we're turning our attention to the build-up to the forthcoming Edo governorship elections. We've got Pastor Iyamu joining us virtually. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on the program today.
Good morning and happy Salah.
Thank you. Wish you same. Well, yes, INEC doing their thing, preparing for that election. What's your impression of how the preparations and plans being put in place by INEC? Is your party happy with it so far?
Well, so far, so good. We just did the continuous voters registration. There were hitches here and there, but overall, I think it was fair enough. We are happy that those who have come of age had the opportunity to register. We just hope that subsequent arrangements be better. But so far, so good. We have no complaint.
So what is it that you like to see the commission perfect for the Edo governorship elections?
Well, in terms of their logistics, in terms of their personnel, we want them to be able to do things on time. They are bringing materials, the materials should be brought on time. If they are using technology, the technology should function and not malfunction. And their personnel should be above board. So they should be very careful in the selection process to ensure that those they bring on board, especially ad hoc officers, and even INEC officials, are people who have integrity, who will do the needful to ensure that we have a free and fair election. If that is done, I can assure you that we are good to go.
Okay, well, I mean, you're not a stranger to this kind of processes. You vied for that seat yourself a number of times. But for your party, the APC, and the candidate of the APC, yes, the campaign council was inaugurated some days ago, and Senator and former governor of Edo State, Adam Shomale, did call and rally support, wanting everybody to pull together. So far, are you happy with the kind of arrangements going on? Is everybody supporting the candidates? Are you all on the same page?
Definitely. If you had watched the inauguration, you would have seen that it was a full house. Comrade Adam Shomale, who is the chairman of the campaign council, was present. The minister of Niger Delta, who is a representative from Edo State, Honorable Abubakar Momo, was present. And a lot of the people who even contested with our candidates were there. Dr. Afolabi, the retired federal permanent secretary, was there. General Ariabe was there. Immediate past chairman, Colonel Dibidi Musa, was there. I was also there. It was a full house. The former deputy governor of Edo State, Dr. Pius Udubu, was present. If not, the former deputy governor of Edo State, was there. So it was a full house. And the message is that we are one united family. And for this election, we are totally committed to winning Edo State.
In other words, we can say that everybody has buried the hatchet of how the primaries went. Things are going on smoothly now.
Definitely. APC is a disciplined party. We are one family in Edo State. Of course, we have the right to disagree. And in any contestation, there must be disagreement. We had that, but we've gone above that. And the campaign council is a consensus arrangement. All interests were represented, including even those who just came to join us. So we are good to go, and we are ready for the campaigns.
But there's a certain Mr. John Mayaki, who was the director of communication for the APC Campaign Council 2020. He did say categorically he will not support Senator Kwebolo because he feels the senator does not have what it takes to be the candidate and lead the state.
Well, you know, people react differently when you have disagreement. Mayaki is very close friend of mine, and it's somebody that I have immense respect for. If you also read his write-up before now, you will know that he has been one of the foremost advocates for governorship candidates. So if there are some disagreements, try to smoothen them and deal with it. In any event, it's a human being. He has a right to his opinion, just like I have a right to mine. I can tell you that the consensus in APC, and in fact, majority of Edo people, believe we have a fantastic young man as candidate, and by the grace of God, it's our prayer that he becomes the next governor.
Excuse me, but it's taken so long for the campaign council to be inaugurated. When you look at just how far other political parties have gone in terms of their own campaigns, why has it taken this long for the APC to be able to get its own campaign council on track?
Yeah, you know, when so many people are interested in the process, it takes a while to be able to put the names together. In our own case, there were so many people who wanted to be part of it. In fact, we had a problem. Even right now, people are still saying, please, we want to be involved, we want to be involved. There's a lot of disillusion with the current administration in Edo State, and everybody wants to be part of the history of ensuring that there's a change of government. So practically everybody wanted to come in. And then again, there were so many people coming in from the PDP and other political parties who wanted to give them a sense of belonging. So we needed to take our time, but having put that council in place, I want you to be rest assured that we are set to go and we mean business in the campaign and in the election.
Just some news coming in here, and I don't know whether you can confirm this to us. We're seeing here that Mr. Philip Shaibu has declared support for the APC candidate. Is that something you are privy to?
Yes, only some days ago, he donated his campaign materials. He gave us vehicles, he gave us his office. You see, the support that our candidate is getting is unbelievable and unprecedented. Philip Shaibu has not formally joined the APC, but he told people that, you know, he likes the humility of our candidate. And having interacted with him, I can say categorically that he means well. And you will recall that even when he was contesting an aspirant in the PDP, he said that he was concerned with somebody that the people can trust, somebody that they call a homeboy. And he has said that the candidate of the APC is that description. And if he's not contesting again, then everything that he has, he will give his support. He has donated 50 Sienna vehicles to us. He gave us a fully equipped office. And he has promised to do a lot more. He's not the only person doing that. So many others are doing it. And we thank God for this development. Very positive for the popularity of our candidate.
Well, you are trying to unseat the candidate of the, remove the political party, because the tenure of the current governor, Godwin Obaseki, is coming to an end. And, you know, of course, certainly his party, the PDP, is still very much interested. But there is now a third force, the dynamics introduced by the Labour Party in Edo State, which had a very good showing during the presidential elections in the state. How do you think that dynamics is going to affect what it is that the APC might be coming up with, given the fact that they have, you know, they've been early starters in this particular game? Their campaign has been on, and, you know, it seems to be a lot of silence on the part of the APC going into the elections.
Well, the candidate of Labour is a relative of mine. He's a great guy. But I want you to understand that APC in Edo State has deep roots. And the candidate of our state, of our party, is very well liked. The other two candidates are trying to do catch-up. We see billboards all over the place, basically trying to introduce themselves to the people of Edo State. On the eve of an election, they are trying to tell Edo people, please look at who I am. Our candidate does not need to do that. Already very well known. The activities he has done, the philanthropy he has done in the past speaks for him. And his people overwhelmingly elected him to go to the Senate. So, you know, a part of Edo State has already endorsed him before as a fit and proper person to represent them. So we have a candidate that is very well known. And our party is deeply entrenched in the state. Now, Labour did very well in the presidential election, but you yourself know too that the variables are no longer there. Our people who are predominantly Christians were not happy with the Muslim ticket. That itself was a major factor in what played out in the door. That is not there right now. Our candidate is a deacon in a church. So the church, to a large extent, is solidly behind him because they see him as one of their own. So a lot of the things that you saw play out during the presidential election will not be there now. And I can assure you that this time we intend to win practically every local government in the state.
It's interesting that you have based, just how Labour performed in the last elections on just religion, because some people will disagree with you and say, look, Edo State there's anything that is renowned for, it's youthful energy that has got a very strong base of young people who were predominantly the supporters of the Labour Party in the last presidential elections. And they think that youth base will still come to play in this coming elections. How do you intend to galvanize the youth base, especially in the light of just how difficult things are in the economy and how a lot of people are looking to the center or even blaming the center for what is happening with the APC at the helm of affairs? How do you think that's going to translate to, your being able to gather votes in Edo State?
Thank you. Well, there's no doubt about it, but one cannot play the role of youth. So when I talked about the Christian factor, that was for me a significant factor, especially in the urban area of Edo South. The youth, yes, they have a role to play. And interestingly, APC realizes that, and that is why our candidate and his deputy represent the youth generation. If you look at two of them, they are, very young compared to candidates of the PDP and that of Labour. So if you are talking about youth appeal, I think that we are going to capitalize on that. We are going to enjoy that. We are going to leverage on that because the candidate of the APC is in his 50s. The deputy governor is in his 40s. If you want to compare that to the other side, you will see a serious gap. So in terms of youth appeal, in terms of those that the youth will see as somebody from their generation, I think APC will have the edge.
Well, Pastor, what would you say to those who are of the opinion that, in fact, they say that the former governor, Senator Shomale, has reconciled with Obaseki to support Mr. Godalo?
That is not true. In their desperation for acceptance, they would, try to reach out even to those they have vilified. You will recall some years ago what Governor Obaseki did to Shomale, even trying to ban him from his own state. A governor that you rode on his back, a governor that made it possible for you to become governor. You became governor and you went out against him to the extent that he cannot even come to those states again, that you would deal with him. People don't forget, and the internet, who may ensure that you never forget. So Oshomole is not a fool. He knows who are his friends. Yes, when it's time for elections, you begin to do things you didn't do before. So they have named the label after Oshomole. That recognition, even though we know it was done for partisan favor, but the reality is that it's well deserved. Oshomole has been used as a national president of Labour, so putting him there does not change anything. Oshomole will reconcile anybody in the interest of development of our state.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Should we discard that?
If you are listening to him when the campaign council was being inaugurated, he made it very clear that winning those states is topmost priority. And for the interest of our people, there needs to be a change in government. Obaseki, for example, is my senior brother. I give him the greatest respect. But the reality is that, he has not done well. And that is why you will see that even his candidate tries to keep a distance from him. Everywhere he goes, he ensures that he doesn't go near him because they have told him that if you go with him, you won't win. But
Pastor, you know better than many people that this is what politicians do. For instance, the former governor too said things about you, then he later supported you. So what makes you think that why shouldn't people who are watching think, look, this is all politics, anything can happen?
Well, the truth about it is that Oshomole, thank God, is somebody that is very vocal. And in the course of the campaign, you will know where his interest lies. But I want to assure you and tell you that Oshomole is fully behind candidates. He's fully in support and is the chairman of the campaign council and is going to campaign for him fully. Those of us in APC, we are resolved. We know where we are going. If people from other parties are coming to join us, even their own former governorship candidates, we are not going to go against our own person. We are going to work for him because we believe he's in it. Let me tell you something. Honestly speaking, we also believe that it's in our interest to align with the federal. The the frosty relationship that the governor has with the president, not in the interest of our state. We're a minority state. We want to ensure that we get the best from the federal government. We want to be able to go to the federal government and make appeal, and that appeal will be heard. And the present governor does not have a good relationship with our president. That is not how politics is played. So we want to ensure that we align with the federal government. And by the grace of God, we are going to support our candidates so that from September, we will know that APC is part of the PDP family at the national, part of the APC family at the national level.
That naturally comes to my own mind is to ask the question of what the people should expect from any election. I'm looking at the website of the Edo State government and also the federal government's website on Edo State, and I'm seeing that at the very least we will number 12 natural resources from Edo State. And when we look at that, seeing that, for instance, Edo State is very, very rich in bitumen, and people are complaining about bad roads. It's not just in this government, it's been ages that these things have happened. What should the people be looking forward to? What questions should the people of Edo, the voters in Edo State, be asking about from whoever it is that is going to become their governor?
Thank you. The reality is that our people have been church-charged. Our people are not happy. A lot of money has come in the past 8 years. There's very little to show for it. We are indebted, the most indebted state in the South-South. And all we hear about our MOUs does not translate to any serious development. There are no industries. You talked about bitumen. We're not doing anything with solid minerals, even though our state is very rich in it. But the candidate that we have is somebody that has a track record of performance. This is somebody that built 2 companies, Chapman Computers and then Intersatcom. He built them from the scratch and turned them to serious companies. His company, Intersatcom, for example, in terms of broadband development, is one of the foremost companies in Nigeria today. He's somebody that is a businessman, is somebody who has done well. And with a good relationship with the federal government, we believe that a lot of these solid minerals can be converted to wealth for Edo State. Edo State should not depend only on what comes in from the federation account. There's so much we can get if we have the right person in government. And this is a young man who is passionate about the development of our state. Even before he became a senator, he had done so much. As a senator, he's doing so much. So we know him and we trust him. And we believe that if he has the opportunity to preside over the commonwealth of our state, we want to do more. We have looked at the others, and it's clear to us that these are people who have never shown interest in our state. They have never bothered about what happens here. They have no investment here. And in the key light of their career, in their old age, they have come to want to rule us. That is very insulting. We want somebody that we can trust. And I can assure you, with the team that this young man is trying to put together, all the various resources that we have will be harnessed for the development of our state. This young man means business, and we're going to support him to make Edo State come back to its own glory. Right now, we are down the ladder, but we're going to come up again.
Pastor, just as Chamberlain said, it's what politicians say. Politicians make promises. Politicians give assurances. But it's when they get into office that we'll hear something like, we didn't know things were this bad. We didn't know that this was the condition. Sometimes the challenge is not in the capacity of the person. Sometimes it is not in whether or not the state has capacity. It is sometimes in the capacity of the people. It's about the capacity of the people that they're going to be working with. There's going to be political pressure, economic pressure, human resources pressure. And it's not like the people, as you have said, do not have the skills and everything. Sometimes it is in how these things are managed. The challenges of civil service cannot be remonstrated in this particular situation. What challenges do you see ahead of whoever becomes governor? Well, in this case, you would say your candidate. And what are the impediments you see in the way? What are the things you would suggest, since you also, at some point wanted to be governor of Edo State?
Thank you, my brother. Well, I agree with you. I agree with you. There are challenges. But you know, we have a local parable where we come from. And that is that if the fish wants to go bad, it starts from the head. The head is key. You want a governor that is trustworthy, a governor that truly wants the state to develop. When you have that kind of mindset, gathering a team who would help you is not a problem. But when you have a governor who does not mean well for our state, a governor who is trying to do catch-up with billionaires, a governor who wants to embezzle as much as he can so that he can also be at par with some of his friends, then we're in trouble. The reason why we chose this young man is that even before he became a senator, what he has done is unbelievable. If you see the list of projects this young man has done on his own, in Edo Central, where he comes from, it's praiseworthy. Compare that to those who are competing with him, and you will find out that there's no basis for comparison. These guys are telling you, oh, they went to very good schools, they speak very good English, they're very articulate, beautiful. But that is not what we want. As you rightly said, we want to look at somebody that we can trust. God said, we don't look at the outward appearance. I look at the heart. Edo is the heartbeat of Edo State. We want to look at the heart of the person. And for us,
my apologies, Pastor. You know, sometimes it's difficult to really see a human heart because you can't even see it. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, Pastor, you know, sometimes no X-ray can show the heart of a man. But let me just ask you this one last one before I go back to my colleagues.
By their fruits you shall know them.
Okay. But just this one question, Pastor Iyamu. What would you say if you would rate states in Nigeria, irrespective of income, of resources, of capacity, and all of those things? In what category, what position would you place Edo State's capacity in when we number the number of states from top to 36? Where would you put Edo State? Why? And what needs to be done to get Edo State there?
In terms of potentials, in terms of human capacity, in terms of resources that we have not even tapped, Edo State should be among the first 3 states area. But the reality of today, Edo State is down at the bottom. Edo State is down in the bottom. If you are looking at employment indices, we're not doing well. If you are looking at industrial indices, we're not doing well. If you are looking at security, we're not doing well. And it's unfortunate for a state that is so well endowed. If you are talking about solid minerals, you are talking about oil, you are talking about human resources, we have them. But what we lack is leadership. We have had a governor that has been more of talk and no performance. We want somebody now who will not talk too much, who will perform. And we are confident that based on the track record, based on the antecedents of our candidates, we are confident that he will do well. I'm not interested in how well he speaks. What is important for us is that he means well. And by his fruits, we have seen that when he had the opportunity, even with his own funds, he demonstrated love and capacity. We want somebody that will replicate that.
All right.
So we are
Pastor, just before we go, I mean, what fruits are we talking about here? Because Mr. Mayaki said Senator Pueblo is a novice in governance system, and so he cannot support it.
You see, how do you say he's a novice? For example, who is the people that is contesting with? They have never contested any election.
But they've been in and around. They have different positions in government.
No. What I'm saying, they have never even had any serious political office. But this man, our candidate, is an elected senator, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, representing the good people of Edo Central. Even in the Senate, as the first timer, he is the chairman of public procurement. That's not something that you get just like that. That is a serious.
Pastor, I'm just a little curious. I mean, to think that he's a senator and, you know, I'm a journalist for how many years? I haven't quite heard any motion or that he's moved on the floor of the Senate.
I don't think we are following the proceedings in the Senate very carefully because I recall.
Can you tell us one bill that he's moved or a motion that he's supported?
I recall that one of the first things he did, I think he even did it even in the first or second week, was to draw attention to the deplorable state of our roads. Roads that the state government said is none of their business is federal road, even though those are major roads in our state. Roads that the former PDP senator could do nothing about, but it's on record that one of the first persons who raised a serious motion about the terrible state of roads in Edo and the need for the federal government to intervene is Senator Monday Okpebholo. And not only did he just say it, he went further. He went to see the president, he went to see the minister. And to the glory of God, today they have deployed people and machinery to go to that place to do it. So he walks his talk. He's not just talking. He has also spoken on the floor of the house. He has followed it up with action. And we are full of praise. We are very impressed. That is the kind of thing that we want.
All right, Pastor Iyamu, former governorship candidate for Edo State. Thank you for your time and all the best to you and the team.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
All right, so that is the show today. We do thank you all for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, enjoy your day, your holiday as much as you can. I'm Chamberlain, so goodbye. Indeed, Baraka de Salah. Do make sure that you spread as much love and joy as you can despite the circumstances. Thank you for watching. I'm Maokwe Yusuf.
And take as much rest as you can. I'm Iyamu to have a wonderful rest of your day.